Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jinty, and in this video I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my journey with yoga and show you 5 or so postures that I do every single day, no matter what. So if you're new to this channel, I make videos about health, minimalism, travel, growth, yoga, and all sorts of stuff. So make sure you subscribe so you do not miss any of the frequent videos that I post on this channel. So, in my last video, I asked what you guys wanted to see in a yoga video from me, and a lot of you were interested in hearing about my journey with yoga, how I started, where I'm at, and just about my daily practice and what I do. So, I will tell you guys a little story about my journey with yoga. I took my very first yoga class at the start of 2011. I was living in Thailand, volunteering there, and I took a yoga class, and I remember walking in and there was this old guy on his head upside down, and I was just like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing here? I couldn't touch my toes, and it was all just like so new and foreign to me, and the people in there was like crazy yogis, and I was like, I've come to the wrong place. And it was a really advanced, hectic class, but it was a really good experience. After taking that class, I sort of left it for a bit. I didn't get hooked or anything, and I was living back in Australia in 2011, and I was going to university, and I wasn't that happy. Chris was working away in the mines, and I wasn't exercising. I wasn't looking after myself at all. I had a terrible diet. I just ate junk and crap, and I just really wasn't looking after myself, and I was pretty miserable. Chris and I were living apart. I was living in a new place, and I didn't have many friends there, and I was studying something that was pretty boring. And I don't know what like made me want to do yoga, but I'd always been sort of drawn to it. And I remember I took a few classes on YouTube. I just googled like beginner yoga classes, and I was terrible. I had no idea what I was doing, but I took a couple of classes, and it got me really interested. And that's sort of what I learned in those few classes online. I began going down to the beach each morning and just having a stretch. Once again, I had no idea what I was doing. I was basically just stretching and having some fun, and it was really good. It was so good for me, and I started getting Chris into it when he was back from work, and he eventually finished working up in the mines in 2011 at the end of the year, and we sort of both started getting into yoga. We ended up buying an unlimited pass at a studio. We were both students, and we were just going as much as we started going as much as we could. And it started off as this physical practice, but we quickly learned that yoga is so much more than a physical practice. The way it made me feel was what made me keep going back. I just found it to be so relaxing, and I just started learning a lot about myself and my mind and my body, and I just started becoming more in tune with my body and listening to it more. And I actually realized that I was more stressed and had some pretty ongoing crazy thoughts that I could quieten when I did yoga. So after a yoga class, I just feel like, oh, like life is so good. I'm so happy and light, and yeah, things are good. I just would leave the yoga studio just feeling so light. I'd like skip home, and yeah, it was just a really nice time. And I became really passionate about yoga. I started doing it like every single day in some way. I stopped going to the studio because we just really couldn't afford it, and we began traveling a lot. So I really worked on developing my own self-practice, which has been so beneficial to me in my life. Just being able to take yoga with me wherever I go, and not having to rely on making it to classes or being able to afford to go to classes. And that was just time and practice. Just dedicate yourself and make the commitment to learning yoga, and you can make it work no matter what. So we began traveling and still doing yoga, and Chris became really interested in yoga as well. He has a lot of knots in his upper back and he gets headaches and stuff like that. And yoga just helped him with his posture and connected him to his body as well. He was able to start listening to himself. So we got really into it, and then I became pregnant I was pregnant in 2015. And I tried to practice yoga as much as I could during my pregnancy, just because it was just so calming, and I didn't know much about pregnancy, and I wasn't planning on becoming pregnant. So yoga was just this thing that I could do that was just like, Jinty, everything is okay, you're okay, you've got this, everything is as it needs to be. And it just became this really gentle, tool that I could use to just become calm and also to connect with Ayana when she was in my tummy. It was just this time I set aside for us. And then I gave birth, and yoga was just this amazing, like, if I hadn't have been doing yoga and went through labor, I don't know how I would have got through it. It just enabled me to release a lot of fear and focus on my breath, and yoga gave me that, and I think it really helped me to have the labor that I wanted, this calm, natural birth. So after I gave birth, I had Aya. I wanted to share with her my yoga practice, and I wanted to share with everybody yoga, because I just think it's an incredible thing that can help so many people. So I decided to do my yoga teacher training, and I completed that. We lived for 6 weeks in an eco yoga community at the start of this year. So I lived and breathed yoga for 6 weeks, and I finished my teacher training, so I'm able to teach yoga now, and it's just something I'm so passionate about. So I'm so happy that I can share that with everyone. At this stage, yoga's just like helped in so many areas of my life, and I think one of the biggest things I can take from it is that it helped me see my true self without all of the junk and all of those crazy thoughts that run through my mind. It really helped me quieten that. Where I'm at now with my practice is it's just a lot of fun. I never want yoga to be something that Ayana resents or takes me away from her, so I always try to include her in my practice, and we have lots of fun, and I really love inversions, so I'm always still handstanding and playing around upside down, because that's just so much fun to me. But what I wanted to say in this video is that yoga is so much more than the postures, and online you can see the postures and the asana practice, but there's a lot more to yoga than that. Anyway, this video could go on for so long because I have so much to say about yoga. I'm going to get into showing you the postures that I do every single day. ones I sort of include every single day, and then I add other things and mix it up depending on how I feel. A lot of people were interested in seeing yoga for strength. And I think when people think of yoga for strength, they think of more of like this intensive workout. And it can be like that, and I personally love like a power practice and power yoga, but my day-to-day practice isn't like that. In saying that, I think that you can use yoga in so many different ways and still be strengthening. It doesn't have to be this intensity, but it can still be strengthening. So whenever I'm doing yoga, I am engaging through my core and being very mindful about my movement. Yoga is a moving meditation. For me, that means strengthening even when I'm just doing a gentle flow. I can go into this more in another video, so if you guys are interested in how I stay strong through my core, doing very gentle exercises in yoga and breathing techniques, let me know if you want to see something like that. My day-to-day practice isn't really intense, but I have a strong core and a really strong foundation, and that's from doing a certain few things all the time in my practice. If you would like to see actual yoga classes on this channel, let me know. I'd love to film them for you guys. I'm committed to sharing yoga on this channel, so let me know specifically what you'd like to see. The video is getting really long. I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope this was helpful. When I started doing yoga, I couldn't touch my toes, and my body has changed so much since beginning this practice, but the real thing that I've gotten from yoga is the change in my mind, and I just think it's such a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. If you found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up. It really does support the channel, and leave any comments below. I love connecting and hearing from you guys. So I will see you in the next video.